Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Shali.
And this is Madison.com,
your online resource for a better voice.
Great. Okay, so we had Madison last lesson. We're going to bring Madison on for another lesson today. Come on in, Madison. As a reminder, how old are you?
16.
16. And last time we worked on volume, singing beautifully softly, which is going to be a, kind of probably a little bit of a long-term project for you.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's a good thing to work on.
Right.
All right, so today, what can we help you change about your voice today?
When I sing my lower ranges, I lose my high ranges.
Yes.
And when I sing the high range, I lose my low range. So.
Good. You're human, first off. That's
Yes.
good. All right.
In addressing that, I went through the same thing, had to reschedule a recital because I was doing some belt in a musical theater, and I was doing very big gospel sounds, which is typically not my voice. I'm more of a lyric soprano, and ended up having to reschedule that recital for a whole nother semester because of the same issue. A lot of it has to do with the mechanism that you use. When we use chest voice, it's a very heavy production, and it uses different muscles. And Dave can actually explain what those muscles are. But he uses different muscles within the vocal cords. And so it gets you using just a different mechanism, a different energy. You still have to breathe a lot for both, but it's in a different register, etc. And so then when you go to switch for the high registers, your vocal cords are like, hey, I'm not used to this. We've been using something else here. And so it's kind of tough to vacillate back and forth.
So let's talk really quickly before you want.
Tell what it is.
I interrupted.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, I
This is
thought
normal.
let's discuss chest voice and head voice, okay? For a woman, when we get a man on, we'll talk chest voice, head voice, falsetto. But for you, let's talk chest voice, head voice. I haven't heard a whistle voice in you yet. Whistle voice is the high like Mariah Carey, way up, screaming high. That's called a whistle voice. But let's deal with chest voice and head voice first off. Chest voice. We talk about, the reason we call it chest is because you can feel rumbling in the chest. If you put your hand here, put your hand like right here, and sing a nice ah. Okay, so we call it chest. When I sing chest voice, I feel it, but it's not really a feeling thing. It's more of a feeling thing. So when you're singing chest voice, using a very heavy mechanism, the vocal folds are really working, the false folds underneath are working. It's a very heavy feeling. Okay,
Yeah. What
I'm
are
slowing down.
folds?
Vocal folds are they're white pearly things in your throat. They're supposed to be white if they're healthy. And they flap together and they make all this sound that we make. They're very small. They're as big as your little pinky fingernail. And they make all this sound because of all the resonance, okay? So when you're doing that, you're using a lot of the muscles in the throat to make that chest voice. Right. Let's go an octave above that and sing it in head voice, which is very light. You're using a thinner part of the vocal folds, a little bit lighter mechanism, we call it. All right?
And
so
you
sing
notice the sound goes into a different place, up towards the head.
Yes. So put your hand here on your chest again, but sing in head voice and see if you do feel anything rumbling there. All right, so there's your note. Beautiful. Okay, so did you feel anything here? Yeah, you tend to feel it a little bit more up in the face and a little bit, up here.
And sometimes I feel it even up in the crown, just a little bit more out the top of the head.
Yeah. Shelley, I teach very technically and sing very technically. I know what muscles I'm using and all this stuff. Shelley goes by, oh, it's a blue fluffy cloud. Let's sing on a blue fluffy cloud, which is great because we should have all of it. Okay, good. So now we know the difference between chest voice, which is low, and head voice, which is the upper voice. But you can bring head voice down and you can take chest voice up, but there has to be a fine line between those two. All right. So when you're using chest voice a lot, you'll kind of lose those upper notes. All right. And then when you're using the upper notes, you kind of stretch it out, and then you lose some of the lower notes. There is not a lot you can do about it. There's really not a solution to this issue, okay? Except for rest. A day in between, you have to do two different things. Shelley actually had to postpone between that show that she did where she was singing the Rowley Nun, and then actually had to take a couple months to recover because she had been doing it so long down and getting the high voice up. So really, this is an issue of rest, the voice in between. Any other suggestions for a woman?
Yeah, another thing, I had this discussion with another voice teacher, and the biggest thing is knowing your voice. So if you're going home at night and you're feeling like you're very tired, especially in whichever register you've been using, first of all, we do warm-ups for the voice. Why not cool downs? And so you can do just really light slides. So, just things to allow the voice. As soon as you're done singing,
it's a blue fluffy cloud.
Right there.
Yeah.
But do it right there. As soon as you get done with all this heavy singing, it's just.
Let's try a couple
do it
of
with
those.
hums and things like that.
You can even just go like a fifth and start up high and work your way down because you're cooling down. So start here and just do that hum down. All right, yeah.
Really light. I don't even want you to think about production of sound or anything, just
Okay.
light, letting the voice just fall. Okay?
Nice,
Going
yes.
all the way through the register. Down a few. Good.
Does that feel good? Does it feel like, it should feel like a little massage on the voice.
Yeah.
Good.
Now, one of the things that we just accomplished was which voice did we use? We used head voice. And it's important that when you are singing a heavier production, a more chesty sound, it's important to also try to implement your head voice in there. And people say, how can you do that? Well, there's a different way of producing the sound. If you were to produce, say, an ah in a low range, ah, you know, it's really rumbly here. I can also go with a little bit of lift, with sparkle in the eyes that we've talked before about. There's different ways to produce that same sound. If I do a heavier sound without that light placement or that head voice placement, I'll tend to find my passaggio, which we talked about before. And so it's really important to know what your limits are, and then take some time to rest. And rest, water, and just these cool downs are going to be some of your best things that you can do for your voice. Yeah, you're going to have to pick and choose what you can do during those seasons, but go back to your classical technique, go back to your healthy technique.
Yeah, and lesson 2, I was just looking for the lesson because I was right there. DVD 2, lesson 2 is the passaggio one, and this is the sliding where you will go through the registers like this and learn the balance between chest voice and head voice and how to use it all. Because as singers, if you want a job and you want to work as a singer, you've got to be able to be very versatile and sing everything. Sing soft and pretty and loud and gutsy and all that stuff. We'll have a whole session on vocal health. Drinking water and resting are 2 of the basic things you can do. There are other things, but really resting the voice, it's a muscle. You've got to rest it or it's not going to recover.
Now you hear about a lot of stars and a lot of celebrities who they won't talk the day of one of their performances. That is really actually appropriate. They'll use a pad of paper and do some writing and stuff. It's pretty extreme, but if you know your talking habits during the day and you tend to be a talker, and I know Maddie, I've heard her in the halls.
Don't talk, text.
It's important that you know how to manage that throughout the day, because that speaking voice tends to be a little more monotone than you would normally sing, and so you're using one part of the vocal cords that needs a rest, and so it's important to take that time and rest up throughout the day.
Always think of yourself as a professional singer. I'm always a professional singer. Okay, Maddie, we gotta stop. Thank you so much for being here. You're awesome. You're awesome. Thanks a lot.
And remember, technique is so important for healthy singing. If you've got some issues or some questions, let us know.
See ya.
My time to sing.